In the month of May 2025, my business had a profit. 80 euro. Profit. 80 euro. Hear me out. I paid the rent. Had money to pay the rent for the locales, we call it here in Spain. I had money to pay for the stock, the capital. I had money for electricity for the office, the water, the internet connection. I had money for food for the whole month covered. I had my transport to and from home for the whole month, and I had 80 euros. I'm gonna wait here as you applause. Please, have you? I'm gonna wait here. Have you? A round of applause, please. A round of applause. Thank you very much. You know what? It may be to somebody who is not doing business, or somebody who has already, grown so much to a degree of forgetting where they started. For people who started on zero, 80 euro for profit may be so tiny, but honey, it's a huge deal. I am still celebrating. That day when I was closing the books and I saw I had 80 euro surplus, I was so happy because, hear me out, it's a young business. Well, 1 year and 5 months old from when I had the shop. I had a month before that where I went to pop-up markets. So a younger business in a new country. I'm not a Tanzanian. No, I am a Tanzanian. I am not a local here in Spain. So I had to learn the language and navigating and starting a business here. So honey, I am grateful. I am so grateful to God, and I'm overjoyed. Now, last year, we were mostly testing, so I'm grateful to say every month we had some sales, while we were doing renovations, we were given free month, by the people that have rented us the place. So the 6 months that we were renovating, actually, the renovation we did in 2023, we didn't pay nothing. And then we started, and I didn't make much. I would say when I started in February, to be specific, a bit of money there could cover the rent, but come capital, but nothing on top. And I wouldn't cover there my food or my water, literally just return the capital, cover the rent. March, April, it kept increasing. By May, the stock that I brought, because mind you, even my capacity then was smaller and more feeble than it is now. So by May, the items that were left by people ran out. So May, June, terrible sales. On July, I had stock. My sales, I made then 1,000 euro profit. Covered everything that I've said and had 1,000. And then my capacity was small. Hear me out, because I'm telling you my journey raw as it is, because listen, entrepreneurship is as raw as I'm telling you. Instagram looks good, and I know some people are telling, but I'm telling you, you see, this is my store. You see, this is where people go change. It's a small area where people go change their clothes. It's a humble store. I'm telling you, as an entrepreneur who has started from zero, right? So that you do not feel alone, so that you don't think it's too much only to you. No, it's like that to everybody. Yeah, I'm gonna quickly go back because I wanna take you through the whole year, through the whole of last year. We started in February. We got a bit of money that could cover the rent and recover the capital, no profit. March, bit more of money, cover the rent, cover capital. Stock was out. The stock that moves. If there is something I want you to take note today is, if you do not have the stock that sells, you don't have stock. Write that down. If you don't have the stock that people go to, you do not have stock. I would have my shelves full, and I would have people coming in, and they look, they go. in my first year, because I brought things that I was thinking the market will like, things that I believed in, things that I like, and the market was telling me, I like this pattern, I don't like the fabric, it's so hard on me, I don't feel it, I don't like it on my skin, oh, I don't like, oh, I was collecting data. And so I'm telling you, if you do not have the stock that your customers like, you do not have stock, honey. The goal is not just to have your shelves full or your online website full of inventory. Is that something that people will buy? And you need time and to observe your clients to get to that space. So came April, I had stock but no sales. I think, I don't know, did I make 200, maybe 300 euros the whole month? And you come Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I believe some Saturdays, you know, because by then I had not yet streamlined how the Saturdays will look, because now I'm coming also to Saturday, again, a learning experience. Now I don't just open, I open on days where it matters the most. So come May, you know, and again, right now I know how to make some of these fabrics. I make them myself here in Barcelona. But by then I was reliant 100% and 10 to my Tanzanian supplier. So organizing and waiting. So come July, so April, low sales. May, low sales. June, last year, by the way, May and June, somewhere between here, I traveled to Tanzania. So July we had stock and the sales went up. It did not meet my sales targets, because to this date I have not yet met the targets that I've put for myself. However, that month I had the highest sales I've never had since I started that business, and that was very encouraging. So, because now I had learned that when you do not have the moving stock, you do not have stock, I said, you know what, now that I've gotten this money, let me not touch any of this money. Let me not even assume profit. Let me put it back so I can have more stock. So, because my muscle is small, so that comes August, comes September, I have stock. I briefed my supply, because I was working with 2 different suppliers by then. Someone to make the fabrics, the African fabrics. Another person who has a workshop to do the sewing. So briefing, so the whole of August I was chasing this. So July best sales. August I was chasing this new stock. September the stock arrived. But August people went to the holidays. Here in Spain in August, honey, empty streets. Things you will never know in a theory book. You have to be in the business, or you get a chance to hear from somebody who is in the game, as I do. Fast forward, I had a major setback. You wouldn't believe it. I had vetted my supplier again and again. By the time I chose that lady for my fabrics, oh honey, I had seen others. I visited her workshop, we had a talk, I specified what I mean. I gave her good business consistently for all this month from when I started. My second supplier who had a workshop as well, I did my visiting, I did my share of vetting, and I showed them my value or contribution, and I had very great vision. I was thinking, the more I grow, the more these people grow. You know, I'm gonna continue increasing my order so that we all grow. My love, the fabrics were horrible. You wouldn't be able to even, you wouldn't, there is no use. So it was a massive blow, massive, decapitating. I tell you, I cried. I cried. There are so many layers to this story that I think it deserves a session of its own. Because I did vet to the best of my capacity. You know, I did found the best fabric maker in my community as far as my data goes, went to their office in Tanzania, met the owner, you know, taught them that I'm a business person, trying to tell them that this could have longevity, consistently placing my order, because by the time I'm getting this blow, it's not like that was my first order, right? It's just that this time the quantity was more than what they were used to. And I don't know why wouldn't they just be open to say, hey, this is more than what you have asked. But then I disagree, because I saw the capacity. I saw that she has the capacity to produce a lot. That's why I went in the first place. And the person that has a workshop to see you, I had looked around, I came to her, she had a nice workshop, she looked to be really keen to get a job as per the moment of her life that was happening. So I must say I thought I had done it so well. I thought I have failure proofed my sourcing process, but honey, I had not. Come back to my story of victory and profit celebration. So in September, that stock came, and it was disheartening. It made me wonder, will I even be able to continue this business? Because right then I saw it being the end. Because okay, I have a shop, I have the will to make content, I want to walk the mile, but if I cannot have products that I can count on, how? And this is a very artisanal technique. I tell you, in my sourcing journey, I even tried to say, should I just get it from China? Whereas my goal has always been to export from Africa, to import from Africa, you know. So that in moment of desperation, I was like, if I could find a supplier in India, just help me. It was devastating. I think this one I need to have a session about one day. Because also, as I'm telling you, I remember how I would make calls about the follow-ups. It was a hectic process. You know, I would have a talk about it someday. But you're making calls, you're making follow-up, you're sending money, you are confirming specification, thinking the fabric is good, thinking the quality is good. Honey, one of these days when I do these sessions, I will show you one of those pieces and tell me, where will you sell that? And so the fabric maker made the worst fabric, sent them to the workshop for sewing. They did sew regardless. You know, I confronted this lady. I was like, but my friend, you saw the fabrics in a terrible situation, you know. Why did you sew? And then she told me, it was not my job. My job was to sew. And the lady that delivered the fabric, I was like, why? Oh, you know, just sent somebody to deliver. Negligence. So, goes without saying, from October now, I had a family trip to China, and I'm so grateful to China. And I admit at this point I was thinking of pivoting. Thankfully, though, there is when I started the mixing of jeans and kitenge designs. From that point, I was inspired, all in finding alternatives. So when I went to China, I was looking for suppliers of jeans, and I was thinking, what else can I do? How can I pivot? Yeah, but ultimately it was a family trip, so I'm grateful. So October, more or less, I closed. November, I was back. It was starting to get cold, but mind you, now I had to start a sourcing process for the new design, which is the jeans mixed with kitenge. You know, I'll try to put a picture here. And when you're introducing a new product, honey, you are starting from ground zero. You are starting from ground zero. So the level of awareness that people had about your product is non-existent at this point. So you are starting from ground zero. I had started to tell them how we make the fabric. I was telling the story about the fabrics. This is how we are making them. This is the value. This is the fabric. Look at us. People were starting to understand my language. And now, poop, jeans. So goes without saying, I had low sales in that month. In fact, from October, it was even hard to pay rent. I didn't pay rent from my pocket. I had to get a loan. I had to ask my husband for another capital to revive my business, because all the money that I had invested to these fabrics were literally practically gone. I managed to save some clothes, but yeah. So I had to take a loan from my husband, and I'm so grateful for that. Not many entrepreneurs can do that, you know. And he saw my commitment, so he's like, well, we're gonna find a way. It's not like we do not have things to spend with our money, but I see how you are waking up very early, you know. And at this particular point, because I've always used my other businesses to fund this business, but this particular time, it was at a time where we also had expenses in those other businesses, so we just couldn't move resources, so I had to ask for a loan. So fast forward October, like that, November, I started, you know, selling a bit, the jean jackets. December came, yeah, I sold. I think December was not bad. I could pay the rent and the capital, about that. But also the cost of producing the jeans, because I had to find the workshops here, people to collaborate with, you know, because I have a small machine here. You can't do everything yourself. Plus social media, plus this goes without saying, the whole madness. So my dear, January came, cold. Streets are empty. February, mid-February, I was like, you know what, if there is time to go to Tanzania and see how I can move forward with this production thing, is now. So I went to Tanzania, looked for new suppliers, made some meetings, went to training. I went to learn to make these fabrics myself. The person that taught me how to make the fabrics, because this lady, I had known her before even working with these other suppliers, but she was doing a different type of fabrics, not the fabrics that my clients were keen on, right? But by the time I went to Tanzania in February, she had now also sort of like opened herself to this new area. She was making and selling those fabrics, so it was not like a new brief. So I was like, okay, and she introduced me to a workshop that helps her to sew as well. And so far, I have had a great time. I had a stock that came in February, and then another one that came in April, and then we have another one on the way. Yeah. So come March, it was also slow. Few sales, it's raining, it's cold. You know, where I am, the location of my shop, is a place where we count on tourists. And therefore, when it's sunnier in Spain is when you get the rest of the Europe to come. So come April, yeah, some sales here and there, but no, I couldn't cover everything that I have covered. So here in May, for me, it's a revelation. To be able to recover capital, to be able to pay for the rent, to be able to pay for water, electricity, internet, my food for every day, and that includes a salad, some type of rice, verduras. Like, I'm grateful. I had someone checking something at the door. So me, this May, it's a miracle. You have seen the journey, and I'm sharing you. I'm not hiding. Why? I'm journaling my progress. But another thing is, sometimes you just want somebody to understand that this is the reality of being an entrepreneur, you know? And consistently, while all of these things are happening, I've been continuing to post on Instagram, tweaking, learning, re-strategizing, consistently showing up. So I've had customers who come from Instagram, and I'm so grateful. And I have also now plans to do like another formal like another proper shoot, you know. So I have ideas, because mostly, absolutely 99% of my sales are from my physical store. So I'm seeing there is an opportunity to sell online, but I've not yet been able to tap into it. Yes, now I have a website, because while everything is happening, I was also working on my website. But there is something more that I'm supposed to do. I would like to have like a nice photo shoot for my products. I like to update the products. I like to, you know, optimize the website and, you know, run some ads. Right now, I am just running ads to promote my page, so I can have followers on Instagram, so that I can nurture them, so they can learn about my business and what we do, and hopefully convert eventually.